A lot of potential clients come to us and say, I'm moving out of my home and I'm thinking about converting it to a rental property. Should I do that? Converting your primary residence into a rental property isn't an always easy decision to make. It requires thoughtful planning, financial awareness, and a mindset shift. Today, we're going to walk you through 6 important questions you should ask yourself before deciding whether to keep your home as a rental or sell the property. The first question you should ask yourself, would I buy this property as a rental? If you didn't already own the property, would you buy it today as a rental property? Just because you lived in the house comfortably doesn't mean it's the best rental property. Not every primary residence translates well into an investment. You need to consider rent demand, condition, location, long-term performance, maintenance, things that you've installed, customizations in your home that you installed that you expect the tenant to take care of. Is that realistic? If the numbers or the reality doesn't make sense, selling may be a better option for you. Next, look at how much money you'll actually net each month after all expenses. Don't just focus on the rent. You have to include all your expenses, mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, repairs and maintenance, vacancy time. You may have some vacancy. Capital improvements between tenants. You may need to update a bathroom or a kitchen. Property management fees. If you're using a professional property manager, you'll have some fees that you have to pay that professional. As a rental property owner, that is a business, so you may have to pay a professional to do your taxes. Your net profit is what's left over after all of these items are subtracted. So make sure you consider all your expenses when determining if your primary residence will be a good rental property. To the next point, I briefly want to introduce who we are. At Skyline Property Management, we help owners legally rent out their homes in Philadelphia. We handle everything from getting your property compliance with the city of Philadelphia or the township that you're in, marketing the property, screening tenants, showing the property, rent collection, maintenance. We're a full-service property management company located in Philadelphia, and we handle all of Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs. If you're thinking about renting out your home in the Philadelphia area, visit www.phillyskylinepm.com to schedule a free consultation or request a free rental analysis of your property. Next question you should ask yourself, can I emotionally detach myself from my home? This home may hold years of memories, but once it becomes a rental, it has to be viewed strictly as an investment. Tenants will live in a different way than you did, and normal wear and tear is a part of the process. If that feels uncomfortable, it may be a sign that your primary residence isn't the best fit for a rental property. Next question you should ask yourself, what are my long-term plans for the property? Consider your long-term plans for the property. If you're planning to move back to the house in the future, renting it might be a good option. However, if you're planning on relocating permanently or selling the property in the future, you got to consider the wear and tear towards the property and upgrades that you may need to put in the property when you're going to sell after a tenant's been in the property. Also, if you're going to sell the property with a tenant in there, that could negatively affect your sale. So that's things you should consider. Next question you should ask yourself, how far will I be? Consider the distance between you and the property. If you're moving across town, self-managing might be realistic, but if you're moving an hour away or across country or to a different country, maintenance emergencies, tenant communication, compliance issues are much more challenging. Showing the property. At Skyline Property Management, we do specialize in helping out-of-state property owners protect their investment and stay fully compliant with Philadelphia's rental laws. The final question you should ask yourself, what are my tax implications? You should understand the changes that happen when you convert your home into a rental property. Owner-occupied homes receive certain tax advantages, but when you convert your home to a rental property, these benefits do change. You may lose your primary residence capital gains exemption, but you do get depreciation when you have a rental property. So always talk to your CPA to know the big picture on the effects of converting your primary residence to a rental property and know the long-term financial picture with your CPA as far as taxes go. Before deciding to turn your primary residence into a rental property, take time to think through all of these questions. The right decision depends on your finances, your goals, and your comfort level with being a landlord. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and follow us for more tips on managing your rental properties in Philadelphia. Thanks for watching.